Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm your host, Paige Ryans, and today we are talking about the 24th annual Garden State Film Festival. The Garden State Film Festival returns in just a few short weeks from March 26th through March 29th. You can enjoy and experience over 200 truly incredible films from 200 different countries, screening at 9 different venues all throughout Asbury Park in Cranford, New Jersey. It's such a fun-filled 4 days. It's really truly an experience. You can get your tickets now at gsff.org/tickets, and there will also be tickets available at the door. And now to meet today's filmmaker. Today I am here with Julie Restivo, here to talk about her short film, Walter. Julie, welcome. Thank you so much for being here.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Yes, we're so excited to just showcase your film, to talk about your film. Congratulations on your acceptance, and we're happy you're here. So I know I gave you a brief introduction, but if you wanted to share your role with the film, and then we'll jump into what the film's about.
Yes, I am the writer and the director of Walter.
Very nice, very nice. And so can you tell us a little bit about Walter?
So, Walter is a dramedy, a short narrative film about a 10-year-old boy who is coping with his parents' divorce by caring for a bucket of water that he considers his pet wave. And as he gets more attached to this wave, his father becomes more distressed and has to confront his own feelings about the family change. It's a film about family and imagination and transformation.
I love it. I love it. I feel like it's really truly it has everything in it. It has that comedy, but it also has that heartwarming mix to it. It's blended so nicely. So it's truly an enjoyable watch. What was your inspiration for creating Walter?
Well, the actors who play the children in the film are my own children. And I actually wrote this for them. So I have a writers group that I attend pretty much every Monday night in Santa Monica. And it's a group of writers and actors where writers can workshop 10 to 15 pages of something that they're working on, and we cast actors to act it out. And I had signed up for, a slot to put up scenes and have them workshopped, but I hadn't written anything yet. And then I discovered my husband wasn't going to be available to watch the kids. So I either had to forfeit my spot or get a babysitter or leave them home alone. And then it occurred to me, well, maybe I'll just bring them
Yeah.
with me. And, they're theater kids. They've been doing theater since they were 5 years old. And I initially just thought, oh, this will be such a cool experience for them to get to see what I do and how I do it, and to, interact with other professional writers and actors. And then I thought, well, if they're coming anyway, let's see if I can put them in something and they can act.
Yeah.
And so when I sat down to write something, that's what came out was, both of the characters are the exact age of my children, and that's not a coincidence.
Wow, what a fun little tidbit. I love that. I love that so much. And what was their reaction to, just I guess I imagine, it started off as that kind of like quick trip, like, okay, we're going with mom today. But then what was their reaction when they're like, you know what, you're actually going to be like two of the stars of this film?
Yeah, they were so excited. And I was kind of wondering, like, when I brought them in, how are they were going to react, because when they do theater, it's a very different situation. And I was worried they were going to be intimidated or nervous. And I was just so, like, impressed
Yeah.
that they were so calm, and they got up in front of all these adults and played these roles. And that first time that I took them, I also like took them out to eat beforehand and let them get whatever they wanted. So they were also very excited because they got dessert.
Yes.
So
That's always good.
but they were just thrilled to be part of it. And it was really fun for them.
I love that. That's such an exciting process, and it helps that they have that musical theater experience.
Mhm.
It just That's a good stepping stone for this and for more. And so, what was that filming process like? What did a typical production day weeks look like?
So we shot this in 2.5 days. So we had they were pretty long days, but two full days, and we started pretty early in the morning, and just a couple of locations, but on those 2 days, all the locations were very close by, so that made it easy to go from one to the next.
Mhm.
And the third day was we shot at the beach, and that was a long drive, but that was like the shortest scene that we were shooting. So it was a long drive, but a short day.
Mhm.
And let's see. Yeah, it was a pretty smooth production process. We
Mhm.
had a very small crew, and my DP, my director of photography, is a longtime friend,
Mhm.
and he knew my kids since they were very young. So the kids felt super comfortable with him, and I had several people from my writers group who came and helped out as like production assistants and filling in other roles
Mhm.
to keep us within our budget. And so it was a really fun group of
Yeah.
people for me, and it was a really like calm set, I feel
Mhm.
like, because we had like a lot of trust between us. And my lead actor, who plays the dad,
Mhm.
Chris Webster, he's also in my writers group as an actor, and so he had been in these scenes, early on when I was
Mhm.
workshopping it. So, and I've worked with him many other times as well in my writers group. So we had like a really nice dynamic. And Amy, who plays the mom, Amy Mata, I actually found her through a casting notice. I put on Actors Access, and um, I loved her take on the character. I felt like it was so warm and
Mhm.
authentic.
Yeah.
And then when I met her in person, she was exactly like that. So it was really wonderful to work with, and we had a great time filming it. Honestly, it was wonderful.
That's awesome. That's so great to hear. And would you say, like, was there a favorite part of this process, whether that be like the locations or was it the writing? Was it seeing it on screen? That post production process, anything like that?
I would say probably the most exciting part was when I decided to do it, because
Mm.
this was my first time directing, and I wrote a short with um, an intention of getting it made,
Mhm.
and I didn't initially think that I would direct it. And then a couple people were like, "You should direct it." And I just, realized I really wanted to, and I
Mhm.
just needed that little nudge for
Yes.
someone to say, "You can do it. You
Yeah.
should do it." And that was kind of like so exciting and terrifying, to that moment of like, "Oh, I'm really gonna do this."
Yeah.
Like, and not knowing how I was gonna do it, but just being like, "I'm gonna figure it out as I go."
Mhm.
So
Definitely.
that was probably the most exciting part. I mean, the whole thing, I loved writing it.
Mhm.
I'm a long time writer. I've been writing for a long time. It's my first time directing, but I always love writing.
Yeah.
So that's always a great part for me.
Yeah, absolutely. And also congratulations on this being your directorial debut. I mean, I am so happy to hear that it's like it was that was like a pivotal moment of just being able to be like, wow, this is really happening. Like I'm really doing this. And then to look back and just see it on the screen and see it in that post-production process is just a fulfilling process. I would say even just the writer in you, the director in you, that's really cool. So I'm happy that you were able to experience that. And are you working on anything like next, like what's next for you? Are you looking to write more, direct more?
Yes, all of the above.
Mhm.
I have three other short films that are at various stages. I have one that I've have a draft of. No, two that I have drafts of, one that I've workshopped, one that I'm workshopping next week,
Mhm.
and a third one that's in the outline phase. And I'm just gonna feel it out, which one of these I love all of them, and which one feels like most inspired, which one has the most momentum in terms of which one to pursue. So I definitely intend to direct another short film.
Mhm.
I also, one of the shorts might have potential as a television pilot or a feature. So once I workshop it, I'm going to explore if I want to take it in that direction. And I also have a book that I'm working on. So I'm also a novelist. So I've been working
A
on.
jack of all trades. I said you're a jack of all trades,
Yes,
truly.
yes. All very related. I will say that directing, I have put my what I learned directing went directly into my novel writing, where I feel like after directing, I see the scenes that I'm writing even
Mhm.
more vividly than I did before.
Yeah.
And I'm like honing in on like more visual details
Mhm.
in the
Mhm.
book. So it's been interesting to see, you know, that.
Yeah, that's a very cool like system to be able to have it like obtained, especially just having so many direct creative directions that you're focused on. So that's wonderful. And so what for this film for Walter, what are you hoping audiences like take away from this film, get away from watching this film? Because I feel like within the comedy and the family and the dramedy of it all, it really has so much heart, and there's symbolism, there's themes in there. So what are you kind of hoping that audiences walk away with after watching?
I hope they feel a sense of catharsis.
Mhm.
When I was writing it, it made me cry.
Mhm.
So, and people have told me that it makes them cry, and for different reasons, and different parts of it have made different people cry. And like, I feel like, crying in response to fiction is a really healthy thing to do, and it feels good, it feels safe, it feels um just yeah, that catharsis, I think, is what I want to give to people. And also the lightheartedness of it.
Mhm.
There's the humor. I always really enjoy when people laugh at the funny parts,
Yeah.
and just kind of delight. I hope they feel delight.
Yes. I think that that's definitely been achieved through your film, and I'm excited for audiences to experience that as well, because again, I think that this was a really well written, well told film, that again just has those thematic elements to it, and I think audiences will take that away. And so yeah, I think that that's really great. And I also had one question that popped into my mind. Was the was it intentional name, like with Walter and the close relation to water? Was that intentional for the naming?
It was subconscious.
Okay.
It was the first name that popped into my head, and
Yeah.
then it just stuck. Yeah.
I love it. No, I love it. I think it's great. I know when I was like, taking my notes for it, and I said Walter, and Walter. It's almost like I'm saying it with an accent, but I'm like, it's water. Like it's.
Yes.
I love that though. I love that connection and the attention behind that. So as we come to the end of our interview, I have one more question for you, and that is, will you be joining us in person for the festival this year?
I hope to. I don't actually have concrete plans yet because I have a few things up in the air with my husband's work schedule. So I'm waiting to find out about that. But I really want to. I've
Mhm.
heard wonderful things about this festival, and I've met other filmmakers that are going to be there, and I really want to reconnect with them. So I hope to.
Yeah.
I also have a friend from Rhode Island who might be able to come down for it. So
Oh,
that would be
fun.
great. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, listen, we hope to see you there. We hope that you can make it. Totally understand with schedules and everything. Nonetheless, we will be, supporting your film audiences. You can check out Walter. It'll be screening on Saturday, March 28th at the Continental Ballroom, Block CBR 18, between 12:30 p.m. and 2:15 p.m. And once again, for our viewers, we will see you at the Garden State Film Festival this year. 200 films from various countries, screening at 9 different venues all throughout Asbury Park and Cranford, New Jersey. Tickets are available now at gsff.org/tickets. And once again, Julie, thank you so much for being here and for joining us. Congratulations on your acceptance and your directorial debut. And we hope to see you at the festival.
Thank you so much, Paige. So
You're
nice to talk to you.
so nice to talk to you too. Take care.
You too.